Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Verena and today I have a topic which is very dear to me and which goes really deep and I'm emotional about it. I just finished a voice note which I sent to somebody, a coach, colleague of mine, and I had to cry because you know what is going on in this world around the topic of money and around greed and around fear and around scarcity runs so deep, and it makes me sad. I just spoke, I'm living here on top of a mountain, and the only neighbor sort of in the approximate distance is an older man, and he has been living here for over 20 years, and he's been living on his own. And we chat and from time to time, and he just was sick, so I went over, made him tea and stuff like that, brought him medicine, because I care about my environment and I want him to be healthy, and I want the people around me to be healthy. And we just spoke. He called me while I was walking home with my dog, and he's like, come on, come up, I want to show you my garden. So I walked all the way up, and he has a small piece of land where he grows durian, and he grows water apples and mangis, which is, I forgot the English name. So many fruits and bananas and lemongrass. And we sat there, and then he asked me, so what are you doing? And I said, I help people with their mental state. And then he's sitting there and he's telling me his stress. And I said, really, why are you having stress? And then he told me that his children want to, he didn't say the word force, but he said, I wake up every morning at 3 o'clock, I have so much stress because all of my children want me to sell all my land and my house to live down at the bottom, and to get the money. And I was like, wow. So this man has lived here for a big part of his life. This is his home. It's the most stunning piece of land. And it's about wanting to sell it to an investor, to build another whatever villa, another fancy schmancy house. And I know for many people, maybe you don't understand, but I've been living here for a long time now, for many years, and I've been seeing the surface of this island changing in incredible ways. It's about people want to buy the land because they want to build a villa, they want to build a resort, they want to build a big hotel complex, another cafe, another, I don't know. And I don't say that development is wrong, but it needs to be sustainable. It needs to be sustainable and needs to protect the culture. It needs to protect what was here long before we came. And it hurts me because the people here, if you like, Balinese people are so pure and loving and giving and just, they are special. And this has not only happened here, this has happened in Hawaii, this has happened in so many, it happens everywhere, and it makes me angry because don't you get, and I know most probably people who watch this feel like me, but if we don't honor the earth and are only about like squeezing out the last bit for our, I don't know, buying more clothes, buying more this, buying more that, it doesn't make you happy, man. It doesn't bring you that success and that fulfillment. It's an inside wound that I see humanity's carrying. It's fear of not being safe. It's fear of not having enough and not being enough. And so many people think if they have material wealth, if they have status, they finally are seen. They finally are being loved. They finally are being looked up to. And that's not it. It's an inside job, guys. It is an inside job. It's never gonna be by acquiring more land, more houses, more investments, more, I don't know, more money. It is not. And I don't say, don't look out for money, don't acquire abundance. Do that. But ask yourself, what is the drive? What is the intention? Do you want to just, and I say it very bluntly, buy another Louis Vuitton bag? You know, I had the last time I walked in the morning a couple of days ago. I thought about, for some weird reason, about when we harvest something. You know, my mom many times says, "Oh, I have so many cucumbers, I have to give it to our neighbors because we cannot eat it." So nature always provides more than enough. So my mom could either be like, "Oh my God, I want to hoard it," but what happens? They go bad. They go bad. So she's giving it away, trusting there will be more than enough to feed herself and her family. And that's actually the system. It's sharing. It's not sitting on money like Dagobert Duck and growing it more and more and more. How much can you need as one person, as one family? Ask yourself, why do I need all of that luxury? For what? If you have one house and you have enough to finance education and go on holiday, I don't know what else you need. What else do you need? Do you think you're somebody better because you, I don't know, have all of your Louis Vuitton bags sitting at home in a cupboard? I don't get it. And I'm very passionate about this because I grew up in a family where two of my aunties and my cousin, they always were about brands and about thinking that they are someone better if they wear a brand. I was always like, is it sustainable? Is it nice? Does it feel good? Yeah, does it feel good? And also looking into, where does it come from? Why would I pay to Louis Vuitton so much if I know it was a Prada? Oh my God, a beautiful butterfly. They burn at the end of the season. If the bags are not sold, they burn it. They don't give it away cheaper. They rather destroy them. I mean, do I want to support a brand like that? For sure, no. And I know so many people who destroy the surface of the earth. They do it because of fear. Because the collective at the moment is in so much fear. It's survival mode. It is purest survival mode. People have forgotten about the connection to source, about the connection to God. I don't know what else to say. I know that what I do is to serve people, to help people to remember who they are, that they're safe, and that there's always more than enough. And I've forgotten it along the way too. But there was always something within me that spoke pretty loud. Even if my mind would tell me, "Oh, you don't have enough, etc., etc., it's scary," you know. There was another part which was very strong within me. And I hope people not forget that part. And also, we came here empty and we leave empty. We will. You cannot take the money. You cannot take the land. You cannot take the gold. You cannot take the Bitcoins. And I don't say have money. Money is not the root of the evil. Not at all. Money is neutral. You can do a lot of good stuff with money and you can do a lot of bad stuff. So money needs to come into the hand of good people. Good people who can handle it and not getting... money is an amplifier and it will just amplify who you were right at the beginning. You know, living here in this house now, it reminds me of what even deeper levels of what's important. Like being able to provide for myself, being able to cook for myself, being out in nature. So providing my work to people, you know, having time to read a book, having time to sit in the river, having time to go for a swim, having time to have a conversation with my neighbor. That's what life is. And that's how I actually also grew up. we didn't have, like when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot. Like I had always what I needed, but there was always, I mean, my grandma, I mean, they grew up in war. So there was always there was scarcity around. But now I'm thinking back, but there was always sharing, like sharing things with other people, giving away what we had, sharing it, not giving away what we had, but sharing it with other people. And that's something I want to live by, to be really honest. If we cut away all the trees and pollute all of the sea and pollute all of the rivers, money cannot be eaten. A house cannot be eaten. 5 cars in front of the house cannot be eaten. All of that is not something, have it. But if you're truly happy, I really believe that if you're truly fulfilled, you realize that you don't need a lot. It is like that. You don't need a lot. People are really, really happy. They live a simple life. That's my conviction. That's my conviction, because true happiness is not sourced of material stuff. It's sourced of human connection. It's sourced of connecting to nature. It's sourced of having gratitude for the small and simple things in life. Being grateful for having amazing friends. Being grateful for having an amazing family, a healthy family. That's what it's about. That's what it really is about. And all this other stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love to have a nice holiday. But all the other stuff. And I have a friend, she has very, very much. A very, very rich family. But I can see that there is no happiness. So I wanted to share that from my heart, and I hope it reaches the right people, and I hope the only thing we need to really do is to love ourselves again enough and trust that we are always safe, and that there is always a solution for any problem, and that we don't need to take more than we need for our own. How to say, if you take all the strawberries from a field, you'll never be able to eat them all, and they'll go bad, as I said before. So take what you need and trust that you're safe and that you will always have what you need in every moment. That's the message. That's the message. What you really need for your growth, for your healing, for your development, you will always have. I know that. So with that being said, I'm closing this video now. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being part of this channel. And thank you so much for being a part of the change, the positive change we need in this world. Bye.